I have a question reflecting on the President Biden's legacy related to the Middle East. You just spoke about the, possible Gaza ceasefire deal, but as you also know, thousands of lives have been lost. Israel's war on Gaza has killed more than 46,000 Palestinians. Most of them are women and children, and studies suggest that this figure is even higher than that. Does the president believe he has done everything he could to save these lives and, for instance, putting more pressure on Israel, have secured a ceasefire deal sooner than that?
As you heard the president say yesterday, the Palestinian people deserve peace. And they deserve to live in safety. They didn't start this war. Hamas started this war. And as you also heard the president say yesterday, they've gone through hell. The Palestinian people have gone through hell. So did Israelis on October 7th go through hell. The war has taken far too many innocent lives, people, families who had nothing to do with why Mr. Sinwar decided to violate the ceasefire that did exist on October 6th and launch that terrible attack on the 7th of October. And throughout this, from the very beginning, while we did what needed to be done to make sure that Israel could defend itself against that threat, we also have been working with the Israelis, senior political and military leaders, to do everything we could to help make sure that they were conducting these operations in the most discriminate way possible. Now, I'm not going to stand up here and tell you that the civilian casualty count is acceptable. It's not. I don't know what the actual number is. As you said, it could be higher than what's the estimate, but it's too high.
But
One civilian casualty is too much. And we have worked since the beginning, the very beginning, with the Israelis to try to help limit those casualties. But each single one of them is a tragedy.
Could this administration have done anything differently?
I think
You think you have taken all the necessary steps to save?
I would say we have worked extremely hard at making sure that Israel could defend itself against a still viable threat. No country should have to live next to that threat. While at the same time doing everything we could to get humanitarian assistance into Gaza hasn't been enough. I think we'd agree with that. There more needed to be done to get more humanitarian assistance in, and we worked very hard at that. That's why we're working on this deal right now. This deal right now won't just get the hostages home. It'll mean a surge in humanitarian assistance, and it'll mean a ceasefire of a period of time, which means that no bombs will be dropping, and there shouldn't be any impact to civilian lives at that point. That's why the deal has been so important. That's why it's been on the president's agenda for so many, many months. All I can tell you is it's not as if we were blind to the issue of civilian casualties from the very early on. We knew there was a risk of that. We said so, and that we were going to work with the Israelis to do everything we could to minimize it. That doesn't mean, and I don't want you to walk away thinking that that we've just accepted it as a fact, that it isn't enough, that it's not, that it hasn't been extraordinarily impactful on the Palestinian people and on Gaza. It has been. There's too many. There have been too many civilian casualties, and we've worked at this very, very hard.